It's your boy Bryan-Michael Cox, and you are now logged into YouKnowIGotSoul.com.
Another one, and this is an unreleased song. It's Static Majors for a long time, and I know, the song eventually went to Johnny Gill and all that, but, we love Static's version. Just, talk about making that song with Static originally.
I'm going to tell you, it was very simple. Me and Static have always crossed paths. Before then, we had crossed paths a lot. Kicking it, we see each other in the club, we see each other at different studios, and we just always had good energy, right? So how the whole thing started was I was in L.A., I was working at the studio, the Boom Boom Room, and actually, you know what? Let me tell you what's even funnier about that particular track, right?
Yeah.
That track originated in Miami. Kendrick and I were working with Jamie Foxx. Kendrick, myself, and Adonis were working with Jamie Foxx when Jamie Foxx was filming Miami Vice, right?
Yeah.
So we go to Miami to work with Jamie. Jamie, was filming Miami Vice, having a blast, you know what I mean? So we really didn't get much work done. We were kicking it. We didn't get much work done. He would come to the studio at 1 o'clock in the morning, and we just kick it around, play piano, just. So me, I'm a person that likes to at least get something done, right? So I'm like, man, we got to get something done, man. I don't know how we're going to do this, but we got to get something done. So in the daytime, me and Adonis and Kendrick would come to the studio and work on ideas. And at night, Jamie would come to the studio, and we would try to make him sing a song, right?
Yeah.
We'd be having so much fun that we'd be talking and clowning for 5-6 hours. It'd be 6 in the morning. We couldn't get him in the booth.
Oh, man.
So this particular day was the last day we were working on his record. I was like, yo, we got to do something. So I made the track. We ended up being the track for a long time. I made that track. That day, we worked on Jamie Foxx. We wrote a song called That's That Bullshit, right? And we made a record. I called Jamie, like, yo, come to the studio. I got this song for you to cut. He came, and we basically made him cut this song, right?
Yeah.
It was a joke. The song didn't go anywhere, right? So fast forward, maybe 3 years later, okay? In the studio, boom, boom, boom. Now, mind you, I've been on Static for a minute at this point.
Yeah.
Static calls me, like, yo, B, man, I hear you in L.A. I'm out here. I want to come to the studio and play you my album. I really want you to work on my album. I was like, hell yeah, come by. Came by the studio. He played me what he had. So I started playing tracks. And he wasn't really feeling the tracks I was playing, right? So then I said, you know what? I got some tracks I did, some older tracks. Let me pull those out and let me play you those. And I played him the track that we did for Jamie Foxx, and he went crazy. It's like, yo, this is what I'm talking about. I got the idea already. Let me get that track. I was like, boom. Came the track. He went back to his studio and wrote for a long time, right? Sent it to me that night. Like, yo, Cox told me my first single. I'm telling you, this is crazy. So initially, for a long time, was a track for Jamie Foxx that was a joke, right?
Yeah.
3 years later, played the track for Static. He goes crazy. He cuts it that day. Tells me it's going to be his first single, right? So we're like, great. Album's coming out, a few months, whatever. He was either just done Lollipop or was getting ready to go do Lollipop for Wayne. So I'm thinking, cool, everything is going to be great. We talked a few more times because he was in Atlanta a lot. So we talked a few more times, and we're going to get back in the studio. Man, Cox, I want to get back in the studio. I want to do 3 or 4 more with you, the whole 9, right?
Yeah.
All of a sudden, I get a call. The Static had passed out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And I was like, what happened, And Adonis, Adonis was really close to Static. He called me and told me what happened. And I was like, yo, we went to the hospital, and they dropped the balls. It happened at the hospital. And just wasn't clear. And, I was like, that's crazy, So then Barry Hankerson calls me. He's like, yo, we want to mix for a long time and put it out, right? So I'm like, cool. Mix the song. Now, the business never got finished. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And apparently, when the business never got finished, Static's estate, I guess they left black around or whatever. I don't know what the business was with that. But so then, that song to me was like a dead issue. It's a dead issue, whatever. I'm working with Genuine. Some kind of way, somebody at J Records cut the song on another artist. I didn't even know about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't even remember the name of this artist. who cut the record. And so I didn't approve it. I know Static's wife didn't approve it. So it didn't go anywhere, right? Genuine is cutting the record, and he's like, yo, man, I really want to do that Static record. You know, because Static and Genuine are really close, and the whole thing. So I said, cool. If I'm correct, it's available, so you can cut it. And I know Genuine was cool with Static's wife, so they can work it out, whatever. Genuine cuts for a long time, kills it, right? And we leave Static on there the whole night. I don't know what happened with that, but apparently Genuine didn't want to do it no more. He didn't want to put it out the whole night. So that's how I fast forward to Johnny getting the record, because Ira had already had an agreement with Static's wife, and she was going to use the record, and so Ira just made a decision and put Johnny in the record. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that's really how Johnny Gill got the record. But, you know, it was really unexpected how Static died. You know, I was really, really looking forward to, you know, that record being his first single and really, really coming out strong. But it was just really a luck of the draw, you know, for me to be in the studio with Static. For him to call me, we was just kicking it. He called me like, yo, I'm going to come over there. He was like nothing I played, and then I played another record, and he was like, I got something for that. He did it to me that night. And that's how we got for a long time.
Nice, man. Thank you for sharing that story. We love to, you know, keep his memory alive, and that was great. Thank you.
Yeah.
And one more, actually 2 songs I wanted to ask you about, which, you know, involve the same beat, and that's Trey Songz' Patron and A. Marie's Red Eye. Love both songs. Just curious if you know there's any backstory behind that, you know, and all that.
Well, the backstory goes like this. When Trey was recording Ready, right, I did a lot of songs with Trey. We did. Me and Johnson went and just wrote a bunch of long songs with Trey. We were vibing, the vibe was crazy. What happened was, I mean, I don't know why songs, this is when an influx of songs were getting leaked, right?
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know how people was getting these songs. I mean, I remember sending these demos to Atlantic, so I don't know if somebody intercepted my email. I mean, I don't know how it happened, right? But we did like 9 songs. And Patron was one of them, of course. And so the only way that we were sending these songs was via email. And it was coming, it was leaking. So, you know, of course, when the songs got leaked, Trey was like, well, he didn't want them no more, you know? So Patron was one of those songs. And how that came about was me and Craig Love, who was a frequent collaborator of mine musically, we're in the studio, and you know, my whole thing was I wanted to do a new type of ballad. You know, if you notice that Patron, the drums on Patron was a bit different than drums I would have done on my earlier ballads, right? They were heavier, they were bigger. 808 was just the mid and the bottom was there. And like I said, that song kind of screams sex also, right? So when I played the track for Trey and Jonte, they immediately came up with Patron, and which I thought was incredible. I love that song to this day still. But what happened was when it got leaked, they weren't really feeling it like that. And then of course Trey changed directions. You know, Radio ended up being a whole other kind of album. You know what I mean? So that's how the Trey Songz thing came about. And then what happened was I was in the studio with A. Marie maybe a year later, and I just really loved that track. So I was like, well, since they're not going to use it, you know, I played it for A. Marie, and we came up with, me, her, and Dennis came up with a concept called Red Eye, and, you know, that's how that came to be.
Okay.
You know, but I really loved that track, so I didn't want that track to sit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when I had an opportunity to play it for somebody who really wanted to use it, I did, and she used it. And still a great song.
Yeah,
you know?
definitely is. All right, want to talk about, you know, your work with Monica. I know you got the song Amazing from her new album, but, you know, I know you did a lot more work on her previous album. You did some work with her for this album. You know, do you kind of take it personal if, you know, because I know you guys have a good relationship, but if she doesn't kind of, you know, use all the work you do for her album that she's putting out, does that thing, you know, do you take that personal?
You never take it personal.
Yeah.
You should never take it personal.
Yeah.
All business, man. You can't. Early in my career, I used to take it personal, you know what I mean? But you can never take it personal, man. Artists has a right to grow and do whatever they want to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That shouldn't affect your friendship or affect how you move with them. You know what I'm saying? Monica is my son's godmother. You know what I mean? I can never work on another record and she's still going to be one of my best friends.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, it's a thing where you just, you know, you can't take it personal, man. Like, you know, Usher's doing his own thing right now. We Usher's new album at all. You know what I mean? I wish Usher the best because he's on the quest to growing who he is as an artist. So you can't take it personal. It's all business, man. When it comes to these songs, it's all business. It's all what works at the time. You know what I mean? And where they are emotionally and creatively at the time. You know what I'm saying? So you can't take it personal.
All right, good point. And just finally, what albums can we expect you to be on in the future? Like, who have you worked on, has albums coming out we can hear you on?
Well, of course, Monica's album just came out, so, me and Jermaine and Cristal with a record called Amazing that I really, really dig. Brandy's new record, me and Sean Gary did 2 songs on it. Sean did a lot of the album. Yeah. I contributed 2 beats to the album, 2 compositions to the album, and Sean wrote on. It's crazy. Leah LaBelle, Jermaine Terrell, and myself, we have an artist, Leah LaBelle, signed to Epic. We just finished her album. We just finished mixing her album last week. Her album's coming out this summer. Brandon Hines.
Yeah.
We got a new single, Yes You Are.
Yeah.
That's out right now. His album is in the process of being mixed. I'm working with a lot of new artists, Bertel's album should be finished in the next, couple weeks. He's still gathering songs. Bertel is pretty, he kind of moves his own thing, you know what I mean? So I just kind of come in and kind of him, gather his with that, but he kind of moves his own thing, so he should be finished in the next few weeks. Going in, me and Jermaine are going back in on Mariah to finish up. We've been doing ideas with it for the past couple months, so hopefully we'll finish up and we'll know exactly if we're going to make the album or not. Yeah. We've been writing with her for a while, so I'm kind of confident that we're going to make the record. What else? I'm working with K. Michelle. I don't know if you guys know, but me and JQ Smith from The Clutch, we started a company, and we're working with K. Michelle right now. Okay. On her record. So we're in the process of writing for K. Michelle. K. Michelle is on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, so be on the lookout for that too. And there's a group that I'm really, really interested in, finishing up some work with, a group called Gotham City. I don't know if you guys heard of them. Yeah. Gotham City, they're from New York. Incredible guys. I'm working with them as a joint venture with Elite Records, which is my girl Carissa. And we cut 2 records. There's a record I did called Official, and there's another record called I Want You that are incredible. So we are in the process of finishing up that. And I'm hopeful that we'll be able to get in the studio with Trey. I've been talking to him, going back and forth with him. Picking out different concepts, so I'm hopeful to get in and finish up with him. Really mainly all new artists, man. Fresco Kane, this project my son assigned to Interscope. I'm just, I'm in the business of new artists now. You know what I mean? Because we have to develop the new Ushers and the new Mariahs and the new Marys and the new, you know what I mean? Yeah. These artists are vets and they're legends, and their legend is, their history is already set in stone. Now we have to create the new artists, man, the new legends, the new stars. You know what I mean? So
great point.
That's really where my head is at.
Yeah, I like that. All right, cool. And that's all we got for you. Is there anything you'd like to add?
Then follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter, man, at Bryan_M_Cox. Do what feels good, man. At the end of the day, in life, do what feels good, but be honorable, be respectful, and you're never old enough to learn. Like, I'm going back to school this summer. Like, I'm going to Berkeley for composition and arranging this summer. You're never too old to learn, man. You're never at a point where you peaked. You know what I mean? There's always some new learning out there. So challenge yourself.